Welcome back to that Eurovision site where we are concluding the second half of our Sámi Grand Prix coverage with our post discussion, where we'll talk through what we thought of this year's contest, what we what we thought of quite a few changes that were implemented this year, and what we might be looking forward to for the next or future editions of the contest. We are down a soldier. Ben, he's been taken away. We don't know what's happened to him. We just hope that he's alive and well. But we
He's
are
fine,
still joined.
viewers. He's fine, viewers.
We are still joined by Kittens. Hello.
Hi.
It's been about 2 weeks as we're filming this since Sámi Grand Prix. It feels like a lot longer. But for those who haven't seen it, firstly, you should. And honestly, no better time than now because if you don't speak any of the Sami languages, they're up on NRK SVT with subtitles now. Get a Google extension. It's in your own language now. So it's never been easier to watch it. But we have our winners in the songs category. Piero Era and Maya won with quite an overwhelming televote performance with their song Dolce Chada, and the yacht category was won by the first yacht of the night, Oscar, with Savramith. Overall, what did we think of Sami Grand Prix this year?
I mean, this is a competition that I don't know what the budget is for Sámi Grand Prix, but whatever it is, whether it's peanuts or something more, they are doing the good work because the staging, the whole thing was so well put together.
Yeah.
So much better put together than even some national finals we've seen this year, which is wild. Um, it's yeah. I mean, we had so many artists with beautiful, beautiful staging this year in Sámi Grand Prix. Really like a step up, even just on the previous year, I think. I feel like it
Yeah.
was like there was a wow factor that was involved here that was just like, oh, this is, there is some like great stuff here. Even
Yeah.
just right from the start, that intro, like with Maxine Maroc, was just
Yeah.
that was so good. I was just like, oh my God. So for the viewers out there, me and Daniel were actually physically together watching this, a rarity as we live at the opposite ends of the country, um, on an iPad in like our hostel room because it was the night before LEP. Um, and we were both just kind of sitting there going like, it was just like so good.
I want to give a big special shout out to that stage and those LEDs behind it because I didn't know a stage itself could be me coded, but they managed it and it worked so well for basically every song and Joiken performance.
There just seemed to be such like we've seen a lot of national finals this year. We've seen varying, I think it's fair to say very varying like
Yeah.
staging here. And even like just comparing this to kind of it's probably the most local competitor, something like MGP. This it was just so well put together.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think what
big heart.
I've been thinking about this quite a lot recently, and I think the difference is there are a lot of shows that are made just because they need to be made. and it's the way that they choose the Eurovision selection. There are the shows that are made because people genuinely care about making them. This is the prime example of that. There's a load of others like Uumke, Melfest to an extent. This is people making this show because they truly care about it and believe in it, rather than it's on the schedule, we've got to do it. And it is so evident in literally everything about it.
Yeah. I'm gushing over this because but I do think that it just took my expectations and went, well, let's just like take that beyond. Like I'm a relatively new SGP watcher. So like even from last year, it just felt like they'd just gone, we did that, let's just knock it up a notch further.
And last year
Which
was already great.
oh
I was
yeah,
blown away last year.
this is not shade on last year. This is just like you are doing a great job, kind of thing.
And we that was not the only thing that's changed from last year. We had something that actually quite surprised me, sort of like zipping between the songs and the yoik format, which I didn't think was going to happen. So it kind of took me off guard a bit, but I think I like it
I
because
also think I like it.
I think with the show becoming modern, as for lack of a better word, I feel like they could have been running a risk of it being a song competition with a yacht competition attached, rather than a song and yacht competition. I think that this does really well to combat it, because it means people can't just switch on for one half.
I
I don't
think
know if people did that, but now they can't, and it puts them on an equal footing as well.
and I think it
But
changes the pace of the show
yeah,
as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the yoik. I love that it's unaccompanied and it is just on its own and it's its own thing. But you then have this kind of ebb
yeah,
and flow of it. Whereas beforehand, you were getting into just like quite a chill state for quite a long time. And not all yoiks are chill. But I need to put that out
yeah,
there. Not all yoiks are chill, and not all of them are intended to be chill. But like, you were getting into that kind of like state, and this just like chops it up a bit in much the same way that we have like the zipper method and or whatever people
yeah,
call it in like Eurovision. I think this did do a great thing, and I think it actually elevated things a lot as well because
yeah,
you weren't just like instantly comparing it to the last thing gone.
yeah,
Um, it just gave it that little texture. I think it was a great move.
yeah. And we also got a more detailed results, which thank you so much, because as a person who is a bit of a nerd for data and statistics, as a lot of people in this sphere are, that's just amazing. Because the last 2 years, I can say my favorites came third to sixth, and I don't really know much beyond that. But now I can say that my favorite song came third overall and got 31 jury points and 31 televote points. A little bit of a spoiler for what's coming up, but I know that now, and that just makes it, I think, more satisfying for a viewer to see how their favorite did,
Mm.
because I last year's my favorite could have come third. It could have come dead last. I don't know. I want to see how far away it was from winning, and now I know it was not that far at all, really. And I kind of hinted it. Shall we get into our favorites of the night?
Yeah. Okay. Shall I go?
Yeah, yeah, you can go.
I mean, firstly, I want to say that like I don't think any of these failed on the night.
Not at
I
all.
I don't think a single artist in either category um disappointed me at all. Like a lot of them were more elevated than I expected them to
Yeah.
be, but I think overall everybody did amazing.
Yeah.
And everybody presented something up on that stage that was more than I expected. Um, I'm gonna start with the one that actually was performed last, Big and White. Um, I was stunned at this in almost every way. Um, this was a song which I had enjoyed, but I wasn't like overwhelmed by it. But when I saw it stage and sung live, I was like, oh my God. But like it went from like low on my list to like right up there because I just think the staging was so complete, the camera work was so complete, like those shots from above and stuff were so beautiful. I just think there was so much with this one. Like the outfits were just amazing. Everything was put together so well, and spoiler for the result, but it absolutely got robbed. Um, I'm gonna obviously say about Jovna Fontana because Jovna Fontana was my favorite going into this competition, and I think I came out with it being my favorite.
Yeah.
Um, it took the musty staging in Eurovision competition last year and took it to where it should have been.
Yeah. I kind of was expecting that to be a bit of a disaster live. Maybe this was very cynical of me, but when I hear rapper with his first real like public like song
Mhm.
release, I think I brace myself for something. But he was absolutely incredible.
It
He,
was so
like
perfect.
didn't miss a single note. cur- Held the stage so well. And to be quite honest, if Enoka let him leave the arena without agreeing to at least something, any of their music TV shows they have failed.
Get that
Because he
man to MGP
getting him to
now,
MGP, the Sienna
please.
camp to the ones where they all sing each other's songs. Because he has star power that I've not seen for quite a while.
The fact that he could just go up there and just
I
it was just so engaging. I
from a Eurovision lens, he could win one day.
I
Fully.
yeah, like
He has that something about him that innate there will be a scenario where he can win the Eurovision Song Contest if he wants to.
when we talk about Eurovision and stuff now, and we talk about taking risks, and we talk about that it's not just about the song, it's about the like the staging and the artist's charisma and stuff like that.
He's got it all.
This is somebody who, yeah, and I would love to see. I really want to see more from this guy. I
I
really
think
want to see more from this guy
whatever he
so
does, I am
much.
seated.
Yeah, I am so seated. I am so seated. I've equipped popcorn 6 months before the event. I am incredibly seated. Um, I'm gonna mention Pierre and Maya because I think this was just such a moment seeing it on stage.
Yeah,
Like I talked about in the pre-video how I was kind of underwhelmed by this at first and then I really came around to it. But seeing it on stage was a real wow moment.
yeah.
And like it just held like your attention so well. There was something so enrapturing about watching it that was just, I just couldn't keep my eyes off them. And, also, Maya was kind of getting ignored a little bit in this, in the run up to the contest, and I was like, oh no, please don't let this be like somebody who gets kind of absorbed on the stage. And I was so glad that that wasn't the case because this was a collab.
I believe the term we use around this site is vocals. Because, oh
Vocals!
my, because, oh my God. Like, where have you been hiding her?
Like,
Because
genuinely. Mm,
blown away again. And it's because of Maya. I'm surprised. I would expect their televote jury vote to be reversed in a way
mm.
because Maya and her voice. Oh
So
my
good.
God.
Also, that swishy dress, I'm so envy. I want that. That swished so well. I mean, I don't want to talk about all of them, but Giorgio Magica was just it was exactly what I expected. Like, but that's because I expected so much from Hilda Lonsman that you know, this is not like it was what I expected because I expected it to be on that level because, she is that person. And yeah, I just mm, real good. I feel like I've just talked about the songs as well. We should talk about the UX as well.
Yes, I'm gonna
Do you
start
want
on
to
that
talk?
with Mattis Oscar. I
Yeah,
think that was just a real fun. He seems like a real fun person to be around, I think. Like, I'm sure if you got talking to him, like hours would feel like minutes.
he was probably one of my least favorite of the yoiks to listen to on the recording, and probably one of my most favorite to watch on the night.
Yeah,
He just
just
has so much charisma,
really, really fun.
and also the reindeer like horn circle was antler circle was just
Yeah.
such a good touch. Love that.
It's also like such a good representative for him because he just likes his reindeer.
Yeah, he's just a
That's
dude.
pretty. I think that's basically what he said in his VT. He likes reindeer, and
Yeah,
I love that for him. And
what a
also Heli
dude.
IKO robbed, really, really robbed. I think.
In it.
I thought she was going to win. I don't know what happened because such a lovely voice and such a lovely yoik as well.
Mm,
I'm glad she did pretty well with the televote, so I'm glad for her on that.
yes.
And I think I'm by no means an expert. It was like sort of like something different in terms of what a yoik is. That I I'm not sure how it's different, but I'm glad that it is, and that diversity is on show. That is great. On to songs. We've already touched on Giuliano Fontana. But Boy is a star. What? Very little else to be said other than Helga Moen, please continue writing Sámi Grand Prix songs because getting the best writers from around this community and getting them into writing songs like this, fantastic. It shows that there is a pull for this show. That is amazing. Keep it up. Hilda Landsman is very quickly becoming one of my favorite artists, full stop, to be honest. Her album in January was fantastic, and so was this song. It- there are very, very few artists who I have encountered ever that do it like her, to be honest. I've said that twice now, but there's just a certain way she performs and a certain vibe, a certain je ne sais quoi to her music
Mm,
that you are going to get very, very few other places. And that just sense of identity and uniqueness and very often bangers in her work is just incredible. So good.
She does seem incredibly U-coded.
Yeah,
Like
very.
incredibly U-coded, like intensely U-coded. Anything more to
It's been
say on
it's been like 2 months on her since her album. I already want more. So I will echo Bugle My just really, really nice staging, which I think we got for pretty much everyone this time round. It's I think it really pairs well with I think Sami artistry. A lot of time it's like very interlinked with other things. So visual art and like music, they often go hand in hand, and it shows. And even like Ellen in the Woods, not my favorites of the songs by any means. I just want to give a shout out to how much fun Ellen looked like she was having, which at the end of the day is the whole point.
hmm
It was just an infectious having a great time.
We were having a little party.
Yeah.
No, we were just like having a little party in a hostel. It was great.
We also had an interval act. And speaking as someone who has been a little disappointed by Jon Henrik Fjellgren releases lately, I don't feel like they've been what he could do. This is what he could do. This is him at his best. And I'm so, so glad. Firstly, that he was honored with the music award. About time. Melfest Hall of Fame next.
You need to get
But
nominating this year.
yeah. And secondly, that he brought something like that that was just the best thing he can do. Release it on streaming, please, so I can listen to it for a week straight. Thank you. Looking forward now, do you think what do you think they can do going forward to make the show even better?
I mean, I feel like this is a great show, and you the time did not seem to pass.
Yeah,
Like, no part of it felt like a drag. It was really slickly put together. So I think mostly it's just keep it up. Like, the talent on show is amazing here. Not just the artists themselves, but like the staging, the camera work, the whole shebang is amazing. I would love to see more people get into it. And I don't fully know how you do that. But I would love to see more people talk about it and to see more people engaging with this. Um, and I think one of the ways you could do that, and I am looking at all of you broadcasters, NRK, ELA, and SVT, is put some of this in your national selections, please. I am not asking.
yeah. Even just as a this is something that will be on next week interval in like the fifth heat or
These
next month, not next week.
I do think that there is there is such an opportunity. We have some of these artists are, we do know them from national selections. We do know Hilda Landsman from national selections. We do know Jon Henrik Falgren from national selections.
Ellen and the Woods have been in
Yeah.
MTV twice, I think.
So I would love to see a greater connection between that, because I think that would be a great promotional tool and get the message out to people who are going to be watching that kind
Yeah,
of thing. Um, I just think that is underutilized right now. Um, and it's a bit of a shame. And some of that might be timing because
yeah,
we didn't get the artists this year and songs for SGP until the day before the Melody Festival and
yeah.
final.
Literally the
Um,
day before.
so there's some of it may just be timing. But I would love to see, even if it's past contestants, I would love to see them bring Piera, Era, and Maya to Mello next year or to MGP next year or something. Get these artists involved, get that cross promo going.
I think one thing for me is they need to be more visible. And I say this in a way where I think it can be quite hard at times to like say we are like buzzing about Ivana Fontana's performance. I think in order to see that for yourself at the moment, you'd have to either go onto the broadcast or a specific section of any of the broadcasters' websites. I feel like that is too much for quite a few people. So I think just a central place, maybe a YouTube channel or a specific website, just where all of these Sámi Grand Prix things are held. Just it, just like a big like archive of past contests and maybe just individual performances because they're on YouTube. So they're on YouTube. You can find them, but you need to really look.
Yeah.
I don't. People do not want to really look. People are lazy.
And I know
So I
this,
think
I know
that
all
they,
this stuff is complicated, but I
yeah,
would love to see that as some sort of archive, as it's just I've run into this when like looking for stuff about artists to say go and check this artist out that you can't find an official
yeah.
like thing, and it's just
Um,
it's a little
on my results,
frustrating.
the results article we did, for example, I couldn't link to their live performances. That is something I would love to do. I love to share people's live performances. I don't know if it's like a copyright or a rights issue, but a Sami Grand Prix YouTube channel like Mello have one. I don't think I think could have one. Uh, MGP is surprisingly lax about other people uploading it for some reason. I don't know why, but that there are countless ones of yeah. Even on the MGP, they have their own artists upload them. I have watched the Judge Tenderly of Me on the Anna Fagmo YouTube channel several times. I would and it get or also direct traffic to those artists. I'm now subscribed to the Anna Fagmo YouTube channel because of Melody Grand Prix. I want to subscribe to the Giovanna Levi channel because of Sámi Grand Prix. I think that works really well.
Yeah, I would love to. I think it's a really good point about this, and we are lucky in that I think the NRK streams never drop off the radar, do they? They just stay.
No, no. I
So
think you
they
can
just
watch.
stay. You can so
You can
you
watch a
can
lot of
watch.
stuff on the NRK thing, more than you would ever expect from any national broadcaster.
So you can watch the last edition of SGP, but also many previous editions of SGP on MGP, which
And
on an NRK, which is a
if you're
lot more
into
than
it,
you can do.
you can watch like the last 50 editions of MGP on there.
Mm.
If you, and
But I
if
would
any
I would
broadcaster
love to
watch it,
see.
please do that because you own the content anyway.
You might as well. But
You're a public service broadcaster anyway. You're not charging for it anyway. You might as well.
I would. You are right in that I would love to see that. And some of these artists are quite small artists. Some of them might not be as heavily supported by
Mm,
record labels and stuff like that. And I would love to have a way to point people to say, look at this. This is amazing.
yeah, and
Um,
that is why we are saying this. We're not saying, you can't do this. I think we want to be even more annoying to the people we know about this show.
and trust me, we're quite annoying about it. The amount of people who probably heard me talking about Yovna Levy in the like weeks running up to the contest, I'm surprised some of them didn't throw me in a bin. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that may be our time. So thank you very much for watching. If you have not yet watched Sámi Grand Prix yourself, congratulations for sitting you through a whole video about it. You now have all the information you need to go and
And
watch it
we'll put some links in the
properly.
description as well.
Yes.
So,
You can follow us on all the links that you'll also find there down below. And you can also check out the accounts for Sámi Grand Prix and the Sámi Easter Festival whilst you're there. Or you can learn a little more about the stuff that we are probably not in a permission to talk about or in a position because we're not experts. And I'm just excited for another year, to be honest. I It shows that a contest is great when after it's over, you're already looking forward to the next one.
and I think as well, like people who've watched me and Daniel, if you've watched me and Daniel throughout this season, you'll
There's
know
no
me
crossover.
and Daniel have the most like Venn diagram two circles away from each other taste. And this show has satisfied us both. So
Yeah.
I feel that that is a commendation. Like literally, we were staying together in a hotel, and I was like, "What's one music we agree on? We agree on Sami GP." So I think that's testament to the songs here, and I think I just want to say a massive like
Yeah.
big heart to the team at Sámi Grand Prix and the Sámi Easter Festival for doing a fantastic job.
Again. So
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
thank you for watching, and see you next year for this all over again.
Yep.
Bye.